Fear not, citizens! Hope has arrived, because the Anime Dad and Bjorvio are here. And we are here to brighten your spirits and bring you another fantastic episode. Isn't that right, Anime Dad?
That is right. And I just want to say it's such a privilege to be on the podcast with All Might. You know, you are. I don't even know how we got you. Are we paying you a lot of money to be here, or what?
No, but your sponsors definitely are.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you to the sponsors, Joffrey's Coffee. All Might wouldn't be the same without you. No, we're very happy to have another episode today. Everyone, thank you for listening. We have a shout out to one of our regular listeners who's actually commented on the majority of um, the episodes. And what's his name, Bjorvio? Do you remember his name?
His name is. I am double checking the pronunciation of it because I don't remember if it was a B or an R. His name is
Bernardo.
Bernardo. Yeah, I didn't know. I wanted to double check. I thought it was Bernardo. Bernardo, thank you for being such a fan of the Anime Dudes and the Anime Dad podcast. Really means a lot to Anime Dad, and to All Might. You are truly Lance Ultra.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you really are Plus Ultra, and we're so happy to have you. And yeah, welcome to another episode of our show. We're so pumped to be here. And we'll start off. Sorry, it just looks so funny like this. All right, we'll start off with our improv questions, and our improv questions are. I'll start with mine. If you were an orange and your head was squeezed until what would come out?
Brain juice.
Yeah,
But no, no. Realistically, knowing me, probably a bunch of random, useless information. Uh, probably some dog hair, because let's be real, that gets everywhere.
yeah.
And also probably knowing me, something probably like some tea. Yeah, there's a lot of that going in my bloodstream at all times. So it'd be some glorious tasty tea. And by tasty, I mean tasty.
And hibiscus, obviously, hibiscus tea.
I haven't had any in a while. Man, I need to get on that. I think the last tea I had was green tea, which hey, nothing wrong with green tea. I'm just saying.
No, no, it's nothing. Froppy loves green tea. Because she's green and she has green hair. Now, your question for me, and then I've got one for you. I just thought of it.
Okay. So you are on a sailboat sailing around the world with Luffy and the Straw Hat crew until you see Todoroki out in the middle of the ocean. And you're like, "Oh, hey, Todoroki, that's awesome. That's cool." And so you take the Straw Hats over to them, and then you realize you're like, "Hey, Todoroki, what's going on?" He's like, "Not much because it's Endeavor." You probably thinking I was saying Shoto, and it wasn't. It's Endeavor. And so who has the biggest problem with Endeavor being on the Straw Hat ship?
That's a twist. That's a real good twist. I think the biggest problem would have to be. I mean, Luffy hates bullies, and
Yeah.
Todoroki Endeavor is a bully, so they'll definitely end up getting into a fight. And because Luffy is rubber, I'm not sure if he'll be good or
Hmm.
bad for fire.
I don't know, but I don't think Zoro would stand for that.
No, Zoro wouldn't either. Zoro wouldn't either. But it depends on what version of Endeavor he was, because if he was later down the track, he's better, kind of. Um,
Yeah.
he's still a butt, but he's better. Now, my second question for you: Deku and Froppy prove that they aren't siblings.
Okay. So here's how we know this. So in the My Hero Academia universe, we know that if you were born with an extra bone in your foot, you do not have a quirk. Now, here's the thing why that's a problem. Have you ever seen Froppy's feet? like when she's in her costume, they definitely look very like frog-like, I
Yeah.
think. So here's how you know they are siblings is because she does have a quirk, but due to her quirk being a frog, she has an extra bone in her toe. Therefore, her and Deku are siblings.
They are siblings. Okay. Very smart. And they're the same age, so they're twins removed at birth. She got the bone, he didn't have the bone.
Yeah, so here's the thing that you also got to I don't know if you remember this, but in season 5, when Deku was sleeping, if you listen to the audio just carefully, you can hear Justin Briner say ribbit.
Okay, I'm gonna have to re-listen to that. Very good. What's your second question for me?
Okay, I feel like doing stories today. This is fun. Okay, so you are in the hyperbolic time chamber training to defeat Cell with Vegeta and Trunks, and Vegeta does not want you to go Super Saiyan. Okay, Trunks sees that as beneficial because you could be super helpful against him. And so you end up going Super Saiyan 3, and Vegeta gets mad and storms out of the time chamber. How long until Vegeta comes back in to challenge you to a rematch?
I
And keep in mind, you're in the
think
time chamber, so time works differently.
time works differently. My goodness. Math is my strong suit, so you asked the right guy. 3 plus 5 equals 10, minus 2 equals 1. So 1.5 minutes I will be in there for, which is 1.5 days in the real world. I'll come out after mastering Super Saiyan 3, and I will not only destroy Vegeta, I will cut off all his hair and make him look like Krillin. Um,
Oh.
and then I will pretend that Yamcha beats me in a match, which will make Bulma fall in love with Yamcha once again.
That is
And
the most wholesome ending that question could have had.
yeah, well, it's the way to go. Yamcha sucks. I really don't like him very much. But
Mm.
if Vegeta's coming at me, I'm going to come at him with all my might, and that means shaving off his head and ruining his marriage. Um,
And his hair, because Saiyan's hair doesn't grow back.
it doesn't, I know. But how did they grow beards?
I don't know. I wondered that. Like, their hair was the same, but then, like, when they came out of the time chamber or whatever, it's like, beard. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Nappa didn't have a beard. Well, he kind of had a mustache.
Yeah, but then also Vegeta's father had a beard. Did he always have a beard when he was younger? When he was a baby, did he come up with a beard? Same thing.
We're gonna say yes because that sounds like something Horikoshi would have done.
um, all right, my third and final question for you. One day you wake up and looking over you are three people from your past. Okay, one person is Professor Oak. The next person is um, is Piccolo, and the final person from your past is is the first person that comes to your head now. All right. Which person? They all ask you to take them out on a picnic. Which person do you take out? Where do you take them? And what is the first item that they put into their mouths?
First off, I'm not going with Piccolo because that is so out of character for Piccolo, number one. And number two, it would just be water. Okay. If I'm going for a picnic, I'm going to enjoy it. Professor Oak, on the other hand, that's not a bad option. The only reason I'm a little bit hesitant is I don't think he would bring Pokemon as food, but I don't know if I want to take that chance. And the final one that you said, first thing popped in my head was Link. So first off, wow, I'm impressed you were able to actually ask me instead of going hit hit hit. So that's pretty good. But Link can cook, okay? Link can cook, as we've seen in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna have to go with Link because he might not have the best conversation, but he's probably the most prepared and the best cook of the three.
Great choice. I would have chosen Link too. That is a really good choice. You're right about that. Imagine if Professor Oak comes up with a plate, uncovers it, and it's just three Charizard tails. They'll just be, I'm not saying they wouldn't be tasty, but yeah, unethical. All right, what's your final
Very
question for
much so.
me?
Okay, so you wake up in the middle of class. Turns out you were sleeping, and the teacher's asking you to come up to the chalkboard and draw a picture of Goku. Otherwise, you will get suspended. So you go up and you draw, and you're still a little groggy, so it looks terrible. And the whole class is laughing at you, and you feel really bad until you wake up again and realize the whole time you were drawing Goku in the middle of class, but you were sleepwalking while doing it, and everyone's looking at you terrified. What do you say to make them feel better about the situation?
Yoink. Scooby. I think I'd say
Not
that.
expecting yoink.
That would be the first thing I say, out of surprise and shock. And the second thing, I just stand there like this for the next 5 minutes, and hopefully enough power would come to my hand to instant transmission me to King Kai's world, where I can improve my skills, master them, come back and draw Goku in a better way, and be more talented in that sense. So that rather than laughing at me, they'll be laughing with me. Every time I draw Goku now, this is a true story. Every time I draw Goku now, my daughter Raela says to me, um, she says, "Why do you draw a Goku mask?" Because in one episode of Dragon Ball, there's a Goku mask floating around, and she thinks that every time I draw, it looks like a Goku mask rather than Goku.
Interesting. I'm trying to remember what episode that was. The only mask I can remember is the one that Gohan wore, or Grandpa Gohan.
No, it was definitely a Goku mask. Yeah, I forget when it was, but I will look it up. But there's definitely a Goku mask out
Yeah.
there.
Also, that gave me an idea for another thing you should draw. You should draw Goku riding on Thick Thunder.
Heck to the yeah! Oh my goodness, that is incredible. I love that. And for some reason, when I'm thinking of Thick Thunder in that context, there's a One Piece character, Big Mom, and she has
Yep.
she has a thundercloud that she has with her, a black thundercloud. That's what I was picturing. You need to check that
Works
out.
out well. Flying Nimbus!
All right, well, let's get into the real conversation today. Even though that was more than real, I think that people listening, you know, you don't have to send us thank you letters if this improv changed your life, but if it has, let us know. We'd love to share that experience with you. But today we're
Yep.
talking about what are we talking about today, Bjorvio?
We are talking about if we had superpowers
Hmm.
from any anime, but we are not heroes. We are not villains. We are just normal, everyday people with these powers. We were fully trained at a young age on how to use them, and then we just went through, got a normal job, and let's be real, we're lazy. What powers would be amazing to have in that situation where you're just an ordinary Joe, just going through your life, and you're very lazy? Because let's be real, I'm lazy. I'll
Mm-hmm.
own it. I'll admit it.
Me too. Me too. Good choice and really good discussion point. Now, just to clarify, are they real powers from anime or are they powers that we made up?
I'm using real powers from anime.
Okay, I can add that in there. That's fine. I made some up, but I'll add that in there. I like that a lot. So, what is your
I can make a
first?
couple up right quick if you need me to.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. What's your first one that you borrowed from anime?
Okay, so this is a really, I don't think this would be one you thought, and maybe you did think of it. I'll give you the credit. I think this one would be super great from a character that really wants to be a hero, but really would be a better support hero, but for day to day life, incredible. And that is Zero Gravity. And I'll tell you why. Imagine having to carry in the groceries. We're both guys. We put all of them on one arm and try and do it in one trip. You know how much easier that would be if you just ding, 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 ding. carry them in, release. Or, like, hey, your buddy needs you to help move a couch. All right, bing, release.
Bro,
That would be so easy to be lazy.
that's an amazing idea, and you're right. In regards to being lazy, that's the way to go. Because carrying stuff, even sometimes your body feels tired, you give it a bit of
Mm-hmm.
a float and release section, that would be absolutely amazing. I love that idea, and it's not on my list. So, really good choice. Obviously, we'd have a basic training, and we wouldn't vomit every time we overused it. But if we did, it would be rainbow vomit like My Hero Academia. So that's fine.
Yeah, and we could clean it up by just touching it and moving it away.
Absolutely incredible. My first one is from My Hero Academia as well, and it definitely is a quirk that I think for a lazy person would be absolutely incredible. What do we do well as humans? Well, we eat. All right, we eat.
Mm-hmm.
We eat food, and that food can be transformed and into creating. Sorry, my daughters are fighting in the background. Into creating things. And imagine sitting on the couch and feeling like, you've eaten a hamburger, but you want another hamburger. Create it out of your side of your body. Eat that hamburger. You know, the remote control is disappeared. You create one.
That is
Also,
literally the example I was just thinking of.
also, I'm sure you just keep a steady weight as well because your food got if you more you create, it'll burn calories in a way. So your
That's a good
weight,
point.
yeah, your weight would be good. And if you want to have a child, I was talking with my daughters the other day about this. Can she create humans and animals from her quirk?
No, it specifically says inorganic.
Ah, smart. That is smart. Well, still, the remote control will do. Remote
Or even
control,
just like if you're walking outside and you're like, oh, it's raining. I didn't anticipate this. Whoop, umbrella.
easy as pie. It would do really, really well. And we eat enough calories to make things work. So, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
my second choice. What is your first choice? Sorry, that was my first choice. What's your second choice?
My second choice is actually one from a different anime. I'm gonna try and not do everything from MHA because that would be way too easy. But this is the ultimate lazy person power, okay? And that is healing magic from the wrong way to use healing magic. Because here's the thing. You stub your toe. Everyone does it. You're going to the bathroom in the night, you stump your toe. Ow, that really hurts. Healed. You're done. You're good. Or let's say you're like, oh man, I woke up, my back's really sore today. Healed. Oh, I feel so much better. Great. Or maybe you're hammering a nail and you fall off the roof and you're like, oh no, I'm falling. Healed. Crash. Healed. You just get up. What is more lazy than never getting hurt? Okay. And then when you do, you just get healed and you're walked off. You don't have to worry about insurance. You don't have to worry about anything like that. You know, so long as it's not an instant kill, you're just healing and moving on. And it does work, I'm pretty sure, on sickness as well.
That's what
So
I was
it's
going to
like, oh,
say.
I got a cold, healed.
Okay. I was going to say, does it work on. So, would that mean your life will be everlasting as well, in a sense?
No, it does not grant immortality because that would
Ah,
be boring as heck.
yeah, that would.
Um, there are some things that healing magic can't do, and I think diseases and poisons and stuff is like higher level healing magic.
Mm,
So that would be something that I don't even know if I don't think the main character can do that yet, but
hmm hmm
I think he can learn it later on.
Okay, well, that's a really, really good one, and I haven't watched that anime, but you made me want to, and you made me want to have it because my back's a little bit sore. I just ran 5 kilometers this morning, and I am in pain. 5 kilometers is 2 miles, and it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Um,
Mm-hmm.
all right, my second power for someone that might be um, lazy, in a sense, for me, would be alchemy. Um,
Yeah. That's a good one.
I'd chuck in, you know, what Full Metal does, just because the remote control's sitting away. I make a sword, not to hurt anything. I make something, to pull it to me easier. Or I feel like being taller that day. I create things on my feet that lift me higher. How would you use alchemy? I'm trying to think.
Um, so yeah, the remote example is really good. I would also like imagine you're cooking, right?
Mm,
And you are like, oh man, I need something to start to, cut this open with. Transmute scissors.
mhm, mhm,
Or it would depend on your specialty. And I think metal is the way to go in
mhm,
modern society. Like Edward did a lot of stone and stuff. That's cool and all, but I think being able to shape metal would be. I mean, even like if you had something stuck in between your teeth and you had a fork nearby, transmute it, toothpick, transmute it back. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many uses for that. Or like, let's say that you're playing your PS5 or something and it breaks. Transmute, boom, works just fine now.
That's a really, really
Any
good
idea how much money you could save yourself?
hike to the year. A tremendous amount of money, time, and you could probably sell little things that you transmute online and make some cash in a lazy way
You know,
from home.
you know what that makes me think of? I wonder if, like, let's say you had a phone and then the new model came out. If you saw the new phone and knew what was in it, could you transmute your old phone into the new one?
Only if you sacrifice a human. No,
Not
but
quite
that's
worth it then.
but that's really good. um, I just want to chuck in one that I thought of while talking there. As humans, we have arguments with people regularly, and not necessarily bad. Um,
I
but
disagree.
but would Shinso's quirk? I'm going back to My Hero Academia. It wouldn't change someone's mind. It would just force them to do different things. So if you argue with them, you can force them to walk away.
You could very well.
But it wouldn't change their mind. They'd just be annoyed when they realize you force them to walk away and then come back.
Well, you know what? Sometimes they say the best method and the best thing you can do in a fight is just walk away and come back later.
Very true. Very true. Do you have another example of something that I could have as a lazy guy?
I'm gonna go back to My Hero for a second
You
because
have
this
to.
one is really good as well, and that is twice.
Yes, sir. As long as you don't have an identity crisis of
Yeah,
some sort.
even if you don't do like, imagine you're sitting there and you made cookies from scratch. Then you just twice a cookie. Now you have two cookies. I'm just saying.
That's genius. Could you do the same with money?
Yeah, which I don't
That's
know why twice didn't do it with money. Now that I think about it, but
genius.
yeah, that could work.
That's really smart. I like that idea. That's a
Or
really, really
Black
good
Whip.
one. Black Whip would be great. You're right. What, as in just swinging around or getting the remote control?
Why would I be swinging around? That takes too much work. No, I'm
True.
just like, I gotta clean the gutters. Black Whip it clean. Or the remote's too far away. Kloop. You know, Kloop. I guess that's the sound that you make when you use Black Whip.
Kloop. I think I've seen that in the manga before. Kloop was the one. um, all right, thinking of ones that we could create as a power. I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking about sleep induction, the ability to fall asleep
Oh,
instantly and wake up after a few minutes feeling completely refreshed. So
great
uh,
one.
this will not only allow you to be refreshed, as a lazy person, you sleep a lot just for fun. But let's say you stay up all night playing Stardew Valley. You induce yourself to sleep, wake back up, you're good. Or if you're in a boring situation or conversation you don't feel like being in, induce yourself to sleep, even with your eyes open, and then wake back up. Um, so that's not a bad option. Do you have any ideas of ones that you can create?
Yeah, so one that I think would be kind of cool. It's kind of light permeation, but without all the downsides. Imagine you are trying to get from one room to another in a building, and there's another room in the way. That is so inconvenient because now you have to walk around this other room to go in there. Or like if you're trying to, you know, if you have to get on the other side of the car, you have to walk around the car. What if you don't have to? What if you just like what if you could teleport just, 5-10 feet and then boom, you're there? Just that little amount alone would be enough and to do most things.
That's a great idea. That's a really good idea. And you're right, that would definitely help. Even if you can transport to pick up the remote and transport back. Um, I don't know why we keep going to the remote control, but that makes a lot of sense. Uh, Another one that just came to me. Let's say you're sitting back, um, and your two hands are playing a game on the Xbox, but you want to grab a drink or a sip of your tea. A third arm comes out of your forehead and grabs that tea, and and then somehow that third arm, it makes you drink that tea and put it back down. Third arms is the way to go. I think third arms, it would be kind of useless in most situations except laziness.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, you're right. It would be very useful. But like if you were to being super lazy, like going back to the carrying groceries in example, that'd be great.
Mhm.
Or how many times have you had to carry a couch and both your hands are full and then you realize, oh no, I have to open the door, you know? Third arm.
That's true. That's very true. What about a second mouth?
I honestly don't know what I would use that for. I mean, more food, yes, but at that point, are you even tasting your food?
Could you could you just have a mouth that comes on your head that you could have two conversations at once, or you could pull funny faces at a friend while you're eating food.
Bro,
Saves
y'all
time.
don't want me to have two. You don't want me to have two conversations at the same time. I'll just say that now.
um, or what about three buttocks? Have you ever realized that sitting down can be more comfortable? You have another buttocks.
Yes, that is a good
Three
one.
cheeks, three butt cheeks.
But like pants, you'd have to get all your pants custom made.
Oh, that's smart. But if you're
And
lazy and
pants
at
are
home,
expensive.
you don't need pants.
Oh, good point. Sweatpants. Good thought.
Oh, sweet pants. That's what I was thinking too.
Or what about one? Obviously, like people, there's a real obvious one of telekinesis where you could just bring things to you. But what if you could temporarily like take let me get both hands there. There we go. Like take two places in the universe, squish them together, and then move them back out. So you basically take one step, but the entire Earth is temporarily like squished in. So you take one step, unsquish it, and then everything's back to normal.
That's a great idea. That's a really good idea. Oh, another one that I saw recently. You have a night person. So there's a machine that wakes you up at night, but you're still asleep, and gets you to do different things while you're asleep on behalf of you.
Ooh.
So, like, you can do 100 sit-ups and you don't feel it. You just wake up in the morning feeling good. Or you could do the dishes, or do your taxes, or learn different languages at night while you're sleeping.
See, that's good. I was kind of thinking of one that I like your idea better, where it's like you can touch like an inanimate stuffed animal or something, and then it does some things around the house for you, and it only lasts for like an hour. So they can't like rebel against you and anything like that. But like, you're like, hey man, how's it going? You want some snuggles? Awesome, great. Can you go refill my water first, and then we'll snuggle?
That's why I've got daughters, though. I'm just joking. No, very, very true, very good, and I think we can go on for ages with this because, um, and I would take one of these inventions to Shark Tank and see if they can
Hmm.
fund me, because all these ideas are really on point. Now, I saw this idea recently. If we, I want to see how in sync we are, okay, as people.
Okay.
So,
So,
so we close our
so
eyes,
we still our eyes.
hold your hands here, okay, but your eyes need to be closed the whole time. And when I say ready, we have to clap, okay, when you feel like you need to clap. Do you know what I mean? And then hopefully we clap at the same time because we've sensed each other. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
All right, close your eyes, okay? When I say ready, we clap sometime after that. Ready.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, it's so close.
Do you do it again? Do it again. Keep doing it again. Ready.
All right.
That seemed like it was pretty good.
That was closer.
Ready. This is great podcasting. Last time. Last time. Ready. I didn't see.
Nope.
No.
Missed it.
That's okay.
I think the third one was our closest.
I think it's the lag in Zoom. Otherwise, we'd be on point perfectly. Um,
Obviously.
it's definitely the lag. I thought we'd do a situation today. You come to me as a. I've got I've got bucket loads of money right here. Okay, buckets full of dollar bills. Okay, probably $50 in here. All right, and you have to pitch an anime idea to me. Okay, an anime idea, but it needs to be like nothing we've ever heard before. All right, and if you say something that I appreciate, I give you one bucket of $50 of money until you have five buckets in total. Okay, go. Hi, sir. I don't have much time, so yep, get to it. What's your idea?
All right. So my idea, I want you
Hold
to
on, can you
picture
stop right
this.
there? I like your face. Here we go. The bucket of money. That's your first one. Start again. Start. Continue. Sorry. Continue.
All right. So there is a mage tower that's in the middle of a city. And one day there's a massive explosion in the mage tower. And basically, what ends up happening is anyone that gets sent up to this tower is immediately destroyed. So the king summons these a bunch of people in order to go, and this is where the main cast comes in. They only start off with like three people, and they have one that's all about offense with swords, one that is archers, and one that is magic. They don't have anyone for defense, and it shows in their first fight because what they go up against when they first find the tower, they find these elemental creatures, and they get utterly destroyed the first time. They don't know how to work together as a team. They're only in this for the money. So they have to learn how to recruit people, but they also have to learn to work together at the same time. And every new person they bring in brings a different group dynamic, and it makes it harder for them.
I love that. I really love that. Uh, follow-up question. Follow-up question. Um, is there any uh, how many hands do you have to hold four buckets of money? There we
Let me extend the third one out of my forehead.
go. That's a really good anime. I like the idea, the Mage
Thank you.
Tower.
I stole Thank you. I stole inspiration from my D&D campaign. Not all of it was, but the general premise is based off that. So I was like, oh well, I can start there, and then we'll see where it goes.
Okay, next one. Shark Tank. I'm a shark. You come to me with an idea for something that would make life easier. Go.
Okay, so this is a coin of never stop flipping. And I know what you're saying. Why do we need a coin that when you flip it, it just stands there and never flips or it never stops? Here's why that is a really good idea. How many times have you ever told someone that you were going to win a bet? So you're like, okay, heads, I win, tails, you win. And you flip
Mhm.
it, right? Well, then no one ever decides what's going on. So then at that point, you both have to work together to figure out what you want rather than relying on fate. The coin is just an illusion to the real value of this situation, which is friendship.
Friendship. Very good. Very, very good. I like that a lot. Here's $1 million. And,
Sweet.
and you have full control of the company, and you have to name your first child after me. My name is Lazar Jacket the First.
Lazar Jacket the first. Okay. Well, we already have a firstborn named Thick Thunder, so but the second kid, you got it.
Can I buy that for another million? You think that? He's just cool.
Now you're
That
talking.
that name is too cool. Ah, I love that. All right, what's your improv idea for me? We'll do one more with I'll improv something.
Okay, so I am a producer at a TV show, and you are trying to pitch to me a new reality TV show. Go. Hi, sir. I heard you had an idea for reality TV, and I would really like to hear it.
Chickens. Do you know what those are?
There are people that run away scared, correct?
Correct. Yep, you're not wrong. You're completely right. What if those people that run away? Have you seen the movie Forrest Gump?
As a matter of fact, many times.
Great. You know how he doesn't stop running?
Yeah.
Strap a
Yeah.
couple of strap a couple of GoPros to their arms and forehead, but actually put real chickens next to them that are chasing these people who are chickens, and it's called Chicken versus Chicken. Who gives out first? The person who gives out gets eaten, either the chicken who's running or the chicken that's chasing. One of those chickens is for dinner, and we watch it all. Some people say it's grotesque because of the aftermath, but we just live stream it, and you've only got one out. One as a chicken that's running away, you've got one thing that you could activate that'll make things easier, and that is, of course,
Oh, I see.
yep,
So, that thing that would activate it to make everything better is seasoning.
seasoning. Yeah, yeah, good choice. Now, by seasoning, you obviously mean you change from autumn to winter. The ice
Yes,
on the
yeah.
ground.
We automatically change it from one season to another.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it's going to throw all the chaos in because one thing here's what I'm saying, I'm
Mm,
seeing that it start in the fall and then suddenly it's in the winter and
mhm.
then one chicken has an advantage over the other. So, yeah, this could work.
Correct. It also keeps the meat nice and cool, tender. And you can change to ice skates. Have you ever seen a chicken on ice skates? It's flipping hilarious.
I'm sure it absolutely is.
Final thing
Can't
I'm
get a
gonna
talent in and anyway.
final thing I'm gonna throw in there. Um, Now, two chickens. Okay. What if we put another animal on top of the first animal's head, and it's a baby chicken? All right. Then we add loss, we add sorrow, because we add another dynamic to it. The person that's running away has actually stolen a baby chicken from the chicken. So they're all three chickens. And the name of the show is Three Chickens. What? You know?
I like the name. Can we maybe rework that to which of the three chickens will cross the road?
I love that. I love that. Or we could say three-piece nuggets.
Three-piece combo.
Three-piece combo. Ah, that was fun. All right. Are we actually recording? Oh, we are. Sorry, I just forget sometimes. Okay, Bjorvio, take us out with a um what would chicken bakugo sound like?
Let me move the mic away and we'll find out. This is Bakugo on the cock-a-doodle-doo! Howitzer chicken! Anyway, come back next week and for another exciting chicken-packed episode of the Anime Goats and Anime Dads podcast. And Deku, you nerd! Cock-a-doodle-doo! And plus Ultra.
That's Ultra.